It's me. I told you guys I was coming with a video. So, I want to, in this video, teach you guys how to cut for all my future fashion designers and people who are interested in making and creating your own clothes. We are going to be learning how to cut mesh properly. Mesh is any see-through fabric, and most see-through fabrics, such as mesh, have a four-way stretch. Some have a two-way stretch. So this one has a four-way stretch, but one of the sides or the directions, the left to right, the width, the long way, is more stretchy than the other. So what we're making is the sides for our African dress top. So I don't want it to be too stretchy. So I'm gonna go with the lengthwise. So if you don't want it too stretchy, normally because it'll lose its shape. If you sew it on the stretchy let's see, if you do it horizontally on the stretchy side, sometimes it can lose its shape a little easier. So it's still a little bit of stretch on the length side, but not as much, which will look nice with our zipper when it's laid. So we want to double our fabric up, meeting our corners. And I'm gonna make my own pattern. Sometimes I make a pattern, sometimes I don't. So it depends on your sewing skills, how long you've been sewing for. So it's whatever you're comfortable with, really. So we want to double our fabric up. Well, of course, I can still see through it because it is mesh. And we'll have the fold on the length, and the other side will be the open. And what we're doing today is cutting out the pieces for our shirt. So we're going to be cutting out the sides. That is going to come around the back. This is our shoulder piece. This is the front. And I'm thinking I definitely want to make the V a little bit deeper. And I might just add the mesh in the front, to make it a little bit more grown and sexy a little bit right there. So I want to deepen the V, and then I'm going to add a bit of mesh there and mesh on the side. So we'll start with that first. I'm going to use my scissors, come straight down the middle of the heart. So the front is a heart, and then we have our dramatic sleeve, which is going to hit very nicely once it's done. So let's lay this flat on the table. I hope everyone had an awesome Resurrection Sunday. Mine was blessed. I got to spend it with my family and go to church. So it was fun. It was lit, and then we went to eat afterwards. So we had fun. Make sure your scissors are super sharp. I am a righty, not a lefty. So I'm going to turn the heart around, and I'm just going straight down the middle where it was open about 3 inches, 3 to 4 inches. So it should look like this after you've opened it up. So that way now it'll sit like this, and we'll just add a little bit of the mesh, in the middle. These nails, I see my nails, they be gripping on everything. Yes, I love them, but they just grab on everything. Okay, so we did the little bust down, and I'm thinking I could do it a little bit lower. I'm gonna curve it a little bit because it's a little crooked. So we're gonna make our wrongs right. We're gonna fold it in, pin it, and of course we're gonna put the iron tool once we get it going. I'm excited for all of your future fashion designers and those who have decided to subscribe to this page. Hello, my babies. I know y'all are excited to be here just as much as I'm excited to have you, all my future fashion designers and fashionistas who want to learn how to sew. Y'all gonna get busy on here and make so many beautiful custom pieces. It's ridiculous. So So we're just folding it in. And because this V is a little off, you'll see that? This V is a little off, even though I'm not left-handed. I gotta go southpaw with these scissors. I can cut some off the middle. Okay. Whew. So now I can fold it back. Trying to make sure that it's somewhat even in the middle cleavage part so we can add the mesh in evenly. And then of course you wanna have your iron nice and hot. And then we're gonna press it down. See that it hits like that now. I got this shirt underneath here. I hope y'all can see. Hope y'all can see. Oh, shout out to Timu for my new turmeric facial cleansers. I've been using those. They've been working really well on top of my care soap. Use the turmeric facial cleanser and then the turmeric and vitamin C firming cream, then the rose oil, and I put a little bit of not jojoba oil, but any oils. Oils are excellent for your skin, or for mine. Okay, I don't even be like, oh my god, it doesn't work for mine. It gives me acne. For my skin, if you have like dry skin, I put a lot of oils, and I'm using this new MAC dehydrating cream. Oh my god, it's beautiful. So just trying to plump in and balance the skin out, and yeah, I'm loving the results. So okay, back to the shirt. See, about to go on the rabbit hole. Okay, so we bust down the middle. Now for the sides, I just want to do like a strip. Because I want the shirt to kind of like stand alone as a heart. So from here to here. So we could do, we're going to use, if you guys have like cardstock or anything like this at home, you can always use this for your patterns. So I'm going to measure it coming from underneath here. I'm definitely going to need two of these. And I'm going to use the armhole of the shirt that I have on. And that's another good pattern move. So if you guys already have a pair of denim that you want to use or a shirt that you like, those are great patterns just to lay when you don't have a pattern. And you can just lay your fabric on top and cut. And that's your pattern. So we're going to use this right underneath here. I know I'm going to need two of these because I have to reach it around to the back. So I'm going to lay this down and take two together. And that's going to be the template for my pattern for the shirt back piece. Okay, so it's going to be a left and a right, and that one, and then we'll put the zipper down the back middle. So first, take your two cardstock pieces of paper. Okay, this like this a ghetto pattern, but it's gonna work. And we're gonna push those together. Use regular tape. Tape those down. I like to tape both sides so that way it stays together. Oh! Oh, something flew on my eye. I don't know what that was. But my eyes gonna keep on working. Okay, so now let's label it, okay? Make sure you got a marker. And we're gonna put left side. Left side. Okay, so this is the left side. So now put that to the side, make sure it's dry. We're going to, let's lay our shirt down. So we're gonna make a front and a back. Okay, we're gonna lay this down. Let's lay it down out the way. We're gonna lay our fabric down, which is the mesh. And remember, we don't want it too stretchy because we want it to hold the girls up, have it a nice firm structure. So we are going to cut it the long way, okay, on the length. So we know that the four-way stretch on this, I would say, is 60-40. So it's 60 width-wise. See all that stretch? And it's about a 40 lengthwise. So we're going to cut it that way. So double it up. Anytime you cut in the pattern, make sure your fabric is double, okay? But it depends on what you're cutting or your experience also. You can sometimes triple it. Okay, so we're gonna lay this down nice and neat on your cutting table. Y'all, we got a new table. Shout out to, who is this? So I'm gonna shout y'all out. That is what I need. I saved y'all a little paper. Shout out to Mainstay for my table. We just needed a quick little, because we are in the process of putting the whole fashion studio together. So this is a temporary table. So for all y'all aspiring fashion designers, you don't have the money, you just starting out, whatever the circumstances may be. Mainstay, right at Walmart, even though we're supposed to be, boycotting it for DEI purposes. I needed it right away. I ran to Walmart Mainstays. It's a 4.5, 6-foot table. It's great. Just watch your iron on it for when you are cutting fabric. Watch your iron on it because it might bubble up. Okay, so I do not have any fabric weights at the moment. And with different fabrics, you want to use fabric weights because if it's silkier, it will slip off. So we're just going to use anything that's heavy. Put that right there on the corner. I don't like to waste fabric, so I try to put the pattern as close as possible to the edges. Some people choose to cut in the middle of their fabric. I don't do that because I like to utilize all of my fabric. So it's like, why would you put it in the middle when you could just, use it closest to the edges? Of course, we're going to leave some room for seam allowance. And we're going to make 2 of these, a left and a right. Make sure our fabric is nice and even. Shout out to Joanne Fabric, even though I'm sad y'all going out of business. So we're going to use our left side pattern, and we're going to lay it right on top of the fabric, about 2 inches. Wait a minute. Well, yeah, 2 inches. 2 inches from the top. Because when you get your fabric cut, if it's at the end of the row, you will have that little bit of, where you could tell it was the end of the row. So I say place it about 2 inches from the top. And we're going to use our paper weight or our pattern weight or whatever you can find that's heavy. And then you want to cut. Make sure your scissors are sharp. Make sure the pattern is not going to move. So try to place as much heavy stuff on top of it, because that's the last thing you want it to do is move, and then it's not going to be accurate to the pattern. So we're going to just cut around about a 1/2 inch out from the pattern. So you don't want to cut right up on the pattern. So about a 1/2 inch around. And this is a little bit delicate fabric, so I try to grab both together. Shout out to everybody that just subscribed today. I love y'all. Hope y'all learning something. Yeah, we got a long way to go. Y'all run them old videos back. Make sure y'all go and see all the stuff that I made so far. If y'all got any old leather jackets at home, we did the old men's leather jacket tutorial. You can run that back. We never did the fur boots, which I never got around to it because I ended up started making the fur boots. But one day I might go back to that. We did the t-shirt tutorial. If y'all got some old tees, we did the plaid skirt shirt tutorial. We did that too. That came out really cute. Okay, so now we cut that piece out. Even though we didn't label, we can go back and do that. We're going to transfer that same pattern piece over to the fabric so we can do the right side. So we're going to put the left side fabric over to the side. We got our 40% stretch, which is good because it's going to snatch it in real nice. It's not too much stretch. And then this is going to be for the side of our shirt going around to our zipper. And we might do 4 of those. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure yet. Let's see. Let's see first. Let's cut another one out using the weight. And like I said, I don't like to waste fabric, so I try to put it as close to the edge as possible. We're going to cut out about a 1/2 inch outside of the pattern to give it room for allowance. And that way, it's always better to have to take something down versus you cut everything off and there's no room for anything. That's like the worst. So I'm going to make another pattern piece for the right side. This is just a quick way to make a pattern at home if you can't afford to buy a pattern. Or like I said, if you want to take some old jeans, an old shirt. If I wanted to make a shirt just like this, I would just take this shirt, lay it out, put the fabric on top, and you can cut around it like that. So you don't always have to have a professional pattern out of the store. There are ways around that. So what I did was, if you guys can see this, I moved the pattern up to where the fold is at the top of the fabric. So that way I can cut off any excess down here that's not needed. And then we're going to put the weight on it so it won't move. 1/2 inch down here as well. Oh my goodness. Going nowhere fast. Okay, so I'm going to compare because I always like to make sure my pieces are even. I'm going to put the new piece on top of the old piece. Make sure that the length is good. So now I have a left piece and a right piece. I'm going to take my pins so they stay together. And then we're going to sew around the perimeter so that way they'll stay together. This will make sense. I'm going to do a video by video. So this one was pretty much to show you guys how to make a pattern out of cardstock. If you have cardstock, if you have old clothes at the house you want to use. So I'm going to label the other one as the right side. You cut it out on the pattern. And yeah, I'll show you guys the next step on the next video. I'm going to make the right one a different color. So that's another good tip if you guys want to do the two different patterns and 2 different colors. Okay. Okay. Sorry guys, I got a notice. I had to read it. I thought it was an emergency, but it wasn't. So first guy. So we're gonna do the right side in pink. Same thing. Take them together. And this is a way to make your ghetto patterns. And they still gonna hit. They still gonna work. So I'm testing out my ring lights also, guys. I definitely think I need some brighter ring lights. I ordered these on Temu as well, but I wish they were brighter. So I'm going to order some different ones. And yeah, because I need it to be lit up. I mean, I can see y'all, but I can't. So I'm going to need to get some brighter ones. So work with me, y'all. Work with me. We're gonna get there. We're going to get there. Put some tape on the back. And I guess that was just the end of that row. That's a done deal. And we're going to mark this one as right side. right side, right side. Right side. Right side. Okay. So we're gonna let it dry. So we got the right side and the left side. Okay. Anything y'all want to make a pattern for, this is how to do it. This is how to get started. This is patterns from home. Yeah, I'm gonna sew these pieces together. I'm gonna pin them to the shirt. So I'll show you guys that on the next post. Make sure y'all tag Natalie Nunn for the Baddies Africa so we can get them together with some custom African pieces. I'm so excited about this piece. I am so excited about this piece. I cannot wait to model it and finish it. And just, yes, it's going to be bum, bum, bum diggity. So we're going to sew around the perimeter, attach it. And what I'm thinking is, and then I'll do another one for the straps. So yeah, we're going to do the strap. I'm going to do another one for the strap. Okay. But we're going to get creative. This has been a video on how to create your custom patterns at home with just using cardstock. Okay, or whatever you guys have available. I'm your girl, Designer Chef Lotta. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube page. This is another video. I'm going to make sure I upload some more cooking videos and food videos for you guys as well. I love you so much, skin. Oh, make sure. I'm so sorry. I almost forgot. Make sure y'all drinking your water. This is 64 ounces a day. And you can put your choice of fruits and vegetables in it so you get your nourishment. Stay hydrated, not thirsty. I love you guys so much. And I will see you on the next video. Bye.